Okay, good evening. So today we will see how to package our app into an exe file using Pyinstaller, and then we will see what exactly dialog boxes and pop-ups uh, in Pyinstaller, and then we will just code password manager app. I think we have already did something kind of stuff in our previous sessions. Password generator, we will be using similar kind of stuff here, but our password manager app will be looking something like this. Now, before going that, so yesterday we have used the Pomodoro, right? So now to change that into exe file, so I have already did that, just showing. So this is our exe file will be something like this. So we can directly give any of other users just this distribution folder uh, zip in the zip format, and they just can run from their Windows machine. So when I just double click on pomodoro.exe, it will open and it will have all the functions. So whatever we have given, it will have all the functions. So there is no need of installation or anything. So how it is done, we will again rerun. Just I will be deleting both all this. So what is Pyinstaller is? It's a powerful tool which packages Python applications and standalone executables. Whatever we have seen that, and that can be run without installing Python or any other dependencies, because everything will be packed into the dependencies. And they supports various operating systems, Windows, Mac, and Linux, but it's not I meant to say cross-platform. So when you are executing the executable, or when you are trying to uh, package our Python file into Windows machine, it will work only for Windows machine. If you want to execute on Linux machine, it will work only on Linux machine. So we can't use vice versa. It is not uh, cross-platform user friendly. Then we have like the distribution and security, like because our packages everything will be hidden, so there won't be any chance of exploiting uh, into our exe files. So and it will run on different systems, like I meant to say, even if there is multiple Windows systems, for example Windows 8, Windows 10 or Windows 11, so there won't be any issues. But the OS, if the OS differs, then it won't be run. So it's like the Pomodoro app, it can work without internet, what we have seen, the similar kind of stuff they are saying. So generally to install this by default won't be get it installed. So I have got installed using the admin command prompt. We have to open command prompt if we have admin rights, and then do this pip install Pyinstaller. It will automatically install all the dependencies. And we have got successfully installed. Now what I will be doing, so generally when we run only Pyinstaller underscore script.py, it will be something like there will be one distribution folder, but it won't be packaged into one exe file. There are multiple DLL files, and depending on that. So it is for simple projects or simple things which is less than uh, 8 MB, or like maybe less than 100 MB. It is not advisable to use this kind of notation. We have another option, like one file option. So it will create only one single file executable instead of a folder. So the folders are nothing but, again, we install it directly in our programs, right? So if we just go to program files. So all these DLLs will come. So here there will be only one exe file, format factory exe file, but we will get if we run only without giving one file command in the command the option. So then we will come across this type of a folder, and we will our exe will file will get uh, created, but if we someone get deleted one of the DLL, it will everything will fail. So instead of that, for simple projects, just we can just use a one file option. So now I will go to Pomodoro GUI, just /p. So now I have all this pomodoro.py. So just I want to convert my pomodoro.py into exe file so that I can run this command. So it will work only after. If the program is very less, so it's like a very small program, it will take at least very maybe 2 to 3 minutes. But if it is very high, it will take at least 10 to 15 minutes, or might be more than that. So what exactly it will do? It will package all the applications, all the uh, packages what we imported inside our this thing into one exe file. Now, yeah, it got completed successfully. So it's like ping bootloader exe. So now just going back, speaking the GUI. So we don't care about this build. So the build is like what are the how it build and what are the base libraries. Everything was shipped, so we don't need. So we just need this distribution. So uh, let's keep it outside. Just a copy to outside. And the one important thing is whenever we are giving this exe file, if we are passing some external files like image, or for example the config files for the sometimes to get data, like if you are creating any card application to connect to database using tkinter. So at that time we don't directly inject user password inside the exe files, right? So we will be getting it from some config files. So that file should be under this whatever the distribution file. Otherwise, this will fail. So for example, if we run now, so it won't work. It will fail. So it's actually I have seen that when we take screenshot, it's saying the tomato.jpg is not available. So that's why it is into unexpected exception. So now just be copying that tomato.jpg file. I think PNG file. So now this will. Yeah. So in our code there is no print statements, but when some print statements are printing, actually we will can see in this console what are the backside console opening. So we can just minimize it. So when we start, so it is same thing. Whatever we are doing using Python uh, and running our .py file, instead of that we can actually use this directly the executable file. So this is all about. So it is very useful and it's very powerful tool. So we can actually develop multiple applications depending on our creativity, and you can actually upload to Microsoft Store also. If they approve, then we can earn also. So and these are one file external options, extra options. So sometimes Pyinstaller might miss. It will scan all the directories, but if you want to specifically mention any directory or any package to scan, yeah, we can give this hidden import which package to scan and which package to include. Might be our own defined package also we can give here. So this is official website, and this is actually the tutorials link uh, for further learning. So now let's come back to dialog boxes and pop-ups. So dialog boxes are nothing but whenever user has clicked something wrong, or for example, not sure. So this is a dialog box. So whenever click, it is asking whether it's to save or not. Don't save. So something like this kind of pop-up or dialog box we can actually define in tkinter as well. So there are multiple kind of dialog boxes we have. So it is actually how we will be doing using the message box module from the tkinter. So generally how we will be importing from tkinter, import tkinter std and from message box. So here the what are the different types of dialog boxes. So if you want to display information, if you want to display warning, so if you want to display error message, if you want to display ask a question, as of now we have just we got save or not save or cancel, right? Similar kind of stuff. So here uh, if user want to okay or cancel, yeah, retry or cancel buttons. So there are multiple kind of dialog boxes available. So this is limited, not limited to this. We can explore other documentation of tkinter. So generally, so if we let me keep here only. This time I'm commenting this out. So what we have did, we have created one uh, root window, or I can say it as root from tkinter tk class, and just we have created show info is the function we are defining, and we are creating one button, and the button name is show info, and when we click on that button it will call the this function show info function. And the more important thing is when generally when we are calling the function, we will be calling with this parenthesis, but when we are passing it as an argument, we want to give the parenthesis. This is one of the important thing to remember. So when you are passing a function as a para argument, we should not give this parenthesis, but when you are calling generally normal scripting, Python scripting, when you are calling any function, we should call with the parenthesis. So when we run this, so let's run. So here it is created. So when I click show info, it is showing us this informational message. Just look okay. So the similar thing of show info. So similarly, we have actually custom dialog boxes we can mention. Like as of now, we have seen directly our uh, default message boxes. But if you want to create some uh, custom main boxes, that also we can do. So I'm just comment. Think it should run. Okay, let's see what exactly it will. Okay. Somewhere I lost. Okay, Jen. So again, this is a similar kind of stuff. Uh, the button dialog dot destroy. Okay, yeah, got it. So if you see here, when I click the button, so and then this is a custom dialog box. So the similar kind of stuff when we click on the paint and without saying when we click close here, it will when we click OK, it will actually destroy. So we can create our own dialog boxes also. So using that, so just I have called this function. Inside that function, again it is creating another take enter module, like a take enter frame, you can say. So, and this is not I meant to say not straightforward, but by practice we will get how to uh, do this. So in our next so these are the key points we need to remember. Behavior using buttons on the. So for complex interactions, so we use custom dialog boxes, but again that's not straightforward. If you see, we need to again create another top level, and we have to define our title, like dialog object is like top level class object, and then again we are doing the package managers. So, this is about dialog boxes. So actually we will be using the dialog boxes in our code going forward. So what exactly why we will be using is like uh, to warn the user whenever there is user has not filled and at clicking uh, login something kind of stuff. We should user should get notification, right, or any message saying you haven't entered all the fields. So just like login web page of a Gmail account. So when I just want to add another one and I remove this and click next. So as of now, here we are getting some enter email or phone number because it is validating. User has not entered anything. So similar kind of stuff in the GUI apps, we can do the same kind of stuff. When our user enters, you don't enter and clicking on any sign in or generate or clicking on any button, it will be validating whether user has entered anything inside the our entry widgets or not. And then it we can display you haven't entered this all the fields, something like that. So let's go to just to show how exactly it will working. Now if I click on generate password, it will be generate. This is the random thing we don't need, but if we want to add to our data file, so it should we are actually giving, please make sure you haven't left any field submit because we haven't added website. What's the website name, and in that website what is our username and password. So it is like password manager is nothing but, so we on different websites we will log in into different websites, right, and we have different usernames or emails and different passwords. uh, to use that and to just maintain all that into an one data file, you can use this app. So all whenever you click, you have given like Gmail my Gmail website, and then the, G- the Gmail website, my username is this and my password is this, and just add it to the file. Similarly, if you have any Microsoft account or a Hotmail account or Outlook account, the similar kind of stuff you can give, and then you can add something like that. And here the one thing what we are giving is like we are randomly generating the password. Uh, if we haven't remembered the password, we are actually randomly generating the password, and we can keep this. And we
So, Kishore, we are not able to hear you clearly. I mean, there is lot of buzz sound coming at the back.
is it clear now?
Yes, it is clear. Thank you.
So our password manager is again just so to store our different accounts into one file, and then generating passwords randomly. We will be using this app. So just I want again to show it. So for example, Gmail. So yeah, I haven't remembered, but I want to change my password, and you can just click on the generate password, and when I click on add, so here the data is entered. So it is asking, is it okay to save? Okay, it will save to some data.txt file. So wherever our project is there, if we go to that location, and if you see, so the data.txt file is created, and it is actually saving Gmail username and password. So similarly, for example, yeah, just yahoo.com, generate password, and again I am adding. So I will be just closing this. Is it okay to save? Okay. Now the same thing, the same file will be having my both. So which website, what is the username, and what is that, and we are actually saving all that into a one text file. So now what exactly our layout should be is like this layout, and here if you carefully observe, if we grid, in the grid 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 5 5 rows and 3 columns, but our entry widgets is spanning over 2 columns, like this column and like one column 1 and column 2. So generally how, if we give the widget equal to 35, it doesn't span over this column. Actually, it what it will do, it will actually increase the size of the window, and then it doesn't make nice I meant to say uh, nice view. So let's see what exactly the uh, column span means. So as of now, we are keeping uh, some labels like red, white. So I am giving a 20. So let's see how exactly it is. Sorry. So now just if you see, it's like height, we have given 20 pixels, and height, everything is formatted perfectly, like fitted perfectly. But I want my this blue to be extended until 40. So I just want, if you see in the program, we have given a row 0, column 0, row 1, column 1. So 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, and again we are giving 3, 0, like 2, 0, like. So the grid is perfectly placed, but I want my uh, the blue to be extended till this until green, whenever the green. If I give 40 without spanning, so it has moved what it did, it actually increased the column size. Instead of it spanning going to two columns, it is actually increasing the column size. And our labels like red, green, and this thing, and they are not perfectly placed, so it is not like whatever we are expecting. We want the red and green should be in the same 0 comma, like grids, like first grid, second grid, and the blue should be in all the two column grids. Now to counter that, we have to give, so we are mentioning another config, like a keyword argument, column span. So we are saying this label to span over two columns, so that whatever we desire, it will be achieved. So now as of now this is overlaying, but that's when we are more concerned about this thing. So now what are we are trying to achieve? So I want my blue label should be extended uh, or two columns, and the above should not be disturbed. The similar thing we'll be using in our code also. So it's like, so if you see this entry widget is expanding over two columns, like first column and second column. Similarly, username, email or username also, it is spanning over these two columns. So deleting this. So again, this add button will be spanning over two columns. So and the generate password will be at all this will be at this column 1, and the rows will be different, and this will be at 0 comma 1. So to achieve this, we will be what how we will be coding is, let's go back. So just okay, I'm not commenting it out, but let's see. So this is generally uh, the window what we will be creating. So here we will be creating a tkinter import, and now we are creating window object and giving all that required, like config paddings 50 and 50. Now we are creating a canvas because depending on the logo size, so we have already logo already available for us. So when we check the details, so it is like 200 by 189. So okay, so generally we will be rounding off, so height to width 200 by 200, and we will be placing it at center. So yesterday we have seen already, we have placed our tomato image. So similarly now we will be placing logo.png image at 0, 1. So now we have placed it at the 0, 1, and then now website label, I will be placing it 0, 1, like first row and uh, 0th column. So I'm creating the label, this website label, and the label should be this thing. And now the similar kind of stuff, I will be creating email label, email or username, and I am placing it as, I meant to say third row, like index should be 2. So it's like third row and the same first column. The password label also like fourth row and first column, like if we are considering a 0 indexes, then it is 3, 0. Now we are creating a entry widget object, and we are placing it at 1, 1, and we are giving like 1, 1 is like second, like second row, second column, and we are actually placing it at column span equal to 2, and we are calling the focus method such that the if you see the uh, entry or the bar where the focus is there, it is by default when we run, the focus will go to that entry widget, website entry widget. So it will start at that. So similarly, email entry widgets are nothing but the text boxes we have already seen, but it won't allow multi-line. So if you want multi-line, then it's like we have need to use text widget. Now again the similar kind of stuff. Email also like with the 35, the both email widget also both should be 35, and we are actually putting it third column, first third column, third row, second column, and by default we can give whenever our app runs, by default it will be at any email we can go. Just I have given my name sai dot at the red gmail.com. So I am just inserting by default whenever we run, it will open uh, that this will be, and then the password entry widget. So again by default it is with 21, what I have mentioned on that. We are giving the same thing, and we are actually doing the uh, grid. We are placing all the widgets according to our image. Now the same thing, the password button, the buttons we will be placing here. The password button is like generate password, the text is like generate password, and the command is generate password. So because there are two buttons, we will be having two functions, and here again where we are placing it at like third means fourth row and third column. So similarly add button we are placing it, and it is like save. So and for this button we are giving span, so it is spanning our two columns. So that's why we are giving in that column span. So this is how we have defined all the our UI stuff. So defining UI is actually not a big thing in Tkinter, but if you know all the widgets and how to place according to grids, so that is the outline will be very easily completed. But the next important part is to write the main logic and to call the functions. So whenever we go to generate function, so this is actually the generate password project, password generator project. We have already seen coded this in the functions module. So the similar kind of stuff we are actually storing letters, numbers, and symbols. And uh, here we are actually saying random integer between 8 and 2. So it's like so maximum the letters will be it can be differ from different like 10 total it will be 18 like if we go to the max 10 plus 4 plus 4 maximum it will be 18, otherwise the minimum will be 8, 10, 12. So it's like the password range will be 12 to 18 characters, but it's like uh, the first characters will be symbols like I meant to say yeah, we are getting the letters, so it's like 8 letters, and then we are choosing 2 to 4 symbols, and we are choosing 3 numbers. So it's like from random we are importing this, and we are concatenating string concatenations. We are doing like not string concatenations. I can say it's a list concatenation. So it's like when we do the list concatenation, it will go into the list, and we are actually shuffling the list. So this is already what we have already coded. Second. Now to here it is actually it, just we are using the here the password project. So here the dot join method is again in the list. If you want to create all the things, we are actually shuffling, and then we are converting all the elements in a list to a string. So that's why we are using this join method. So this is by default the Python method. We have already seen this already. Now what we are doing, we are actually inserting whatever we generated. When we click on that button, it will call this generate password, and by default we have inserted a similar kind of email, right, email or username. Similarly we will be inserting into password enter widget. And the other thing is like whenever that was generated, that should be the password should be copied to clipboard. So this is another module by paperclip. So it's like whenever we click on that, that password will automatically copy to our clipboard. So for example, when I rerun again, so now Gmail, I said generate password. Now if I just open and just I'm just copying, so this is automatically copying to make a clipboard. So again, if I regenerate again, so it is automatically copying. So this is one of the important. So it is like whenever you want to generate a random password. This is easy way and very safest way, because instead of giving some default passwords, better we generate this uh, random passwords, so that our the security will be increased, and we can save that in a text file also anytime. Now whenever we click on the save, uh, the main thing now we will be doing that. So the website, so we are actually storing whatever we are getting into the entry widget, so into this variable. So similarly email and password. So now if the length of website is equal to 0, so for example user has not entered anything, then whenever this function get called, so it don't get anything, like the it will be the length of the strings is 0, because we are checking string only. Whenever we enter anything, it will be string only, so we are checking the length. So either the website length is 0 or the password length is 0. We are calling a message box. The title is anything we can say. We are just giving oops. Please make sure. So this is again the title, and everything is our choice. It's no need of doing the similar kind of stuff. So you can just change according to your. You can say check website and uh, password entry widgets or something like that. So the next is like when we click on that, we are actually asking ask OK or cancel, like website. So these are the details. So we are using f string, and it's like slash n is the new line. The email, and the email we are storing here, the similar password. The password we are storing in this variable, and then is it okay to save? So we are asking the question. So ask OK or cancel. So this is default dialog box. So if OK, so when we click OK, so it's like if OK is something like if OK double equal to true, uh, I meant to say it is checking for boolean value true or false. If then it is true, then we are opening a data.txt file, and here this notation we already seen. So general when we work with any files, we open by default it will open in read mode, but we are opening in append mode, so that the last lines won't be uh, I mean to say the last line whatever written it won't be rewritten. If you given in W mode, it will actually rewrite the whole uh, data. So to avoid that, we will be opening in append mode, and we are actually writing here using f string the website and separated by pipe, and then email and separated by pipe and password, and we are giving at last the new line. So whenever the user has opened the next uh, time, it will actually delete, like it will actually don't delete the first line, and it will go to the next time we write it will go to the new line. Instead of writing say after that line, if you don't give, it will write beside that line only. So once it is written is done, then we should actually delete all the stuff, password or entry delete. So it's like we are clearing our entry widget. So this is how we will be clearing. So one thing is like insert a method, and next thing is like delete method. So these are the objects of entry class. So website entry, in that entry widget we are deleting all the data whatever we are giving, and it will go back. So now again I click. Now just Gmail password. You can directly give or something like so not you don't need to use only random generated password, but if you want to store all the data, you can just click, and if you click add, so it will be by default added. So it will by default created. So it works in both ways, either to generate a random password or either and store all the data, or if you have already your password ready and you just want to store your data into a text file, then this is how our thing works. So when I click again add, so it is like oops. So it is actually checking because we haven't. But if I give empty spaces also, it will say so everything it will consider as I meant to say button like this thing only, like whatever we entered the space also it will consider as a one character, because we are checking a length of that before. We are not doing any stripping or any trim operations, whatever we are getting from this enter widgets. So that actually we can do that also. That's depending on our choice. So how efficient our code should be, then we can do that. We can change the background color also. As of now, we haven't changed. It is by default the default color of gray, light gray. You can change. You can experiment with different things, and you can convert this to a exe file, and then you can share it. So again, a very simple project, but to be aware how to define and how to display our message boxes, where to display and how to write the logic, how to check where to check our entry widgets, how to check entry widgets, how to get the data from the entry widgets. Everything is the main thing in this project. So this is again I am saying we have reused the same code what we have coded in earlier classes with little bit difference. So at that time we have just given only the we are not used any we have given directly 822, but we are using some advanced like it can be from 12 to 18 characters, so we are giving range of 8 to 10 like that. So depending on the random selection our password might change, but the minimum will be 12 and the maximum will be 18. I think that's it for today.